Hi guys, happy Sunday. How is everybody doing? And even though this is not a Weight Watchers video, not a Weight Watchers video at all, still drink your water. Make sure your skin look good, makes your innards feel good, it's good for you. Keeps you from getting parched. So Nada, what you talking about if it's not Weight Watchers? I am going to talk about life and love and Lula and just a whole gamut of things. I think that the reason I'm having such a horrible outbreak of my psoriasis is because I keep internalizing everything. I'm not talking about things. I have inner conversation with myself, but I'm not getting it out. And it's like having bad bacteria inside of you. And I'm going to do it now because I need to talk about these things, and I haven't because I don't really have anybody to talk to. And I was just taking a shower, and the little good angel on the shoulder said, "What do you mean you don't have anybody to talk to? You have the paddywhackers to talk to. Some of them may get it, some of them may not. But if this message reaches one person through me, through you," does this have shoulder bud? No. Then I'll be glad I made this video. I never come on here with a script. I have certain things I want to say. I hope I say them in a positive way, in a way that people will understand and get what I have on my mind across. So here's hoping. Where to start, how to start, where to end, how to end. I want to start by saying that nobody's lives happen the way we expect them to happen. My life didn't go the way my mother hoped my life would go. My daughter's life didn't go the way I hoped her life would go. I want to start off by saying that I grew up in a very prominent family. For the lack of better adjectives, there's only one way to get a story across, and that's just by telling the truth and hoping that nobody takes you wrong. I was kind of lonely as a kid, and I kind of always knew I was going to get pregnant early because I wanted my own little family. What better way than to have it yourself, right? And that's kind of what I did. I got pregnant at 17 years old. My parents promptly got an apartment for me before anybody could find out. I'm the oldest of 3 girls. Moved me into that apartment. Made sure I had everything I needed, but I wasn't going to be seen in the neighborhood. Nobody was going to know about their young, unwed daughter having a child. Okay, that's important for what's to come. Then, funny enough, as soon as I had my son, I couldn't get them out of my house. They loved that little baby boy so much, even with all the hiding and all the everything. Okay, so then I kind of got pregnant again, and I had my daughter, Chelsea. And one day that stands out more than anything is I was at my folks and I was visiting, and my dad was doing some yard work, and I was sitting out talking to him. And my mom came flying out of the house, and next thing I know, there was one of the trash cans, the receptacles for the big guys to come and empty, sitting in front of me. I'm like, what's happening here, Mom? She goes, your Uncle Mario's coming over, and okay, so she was hiding me. Okay, that's life. It is what it is, right? I can't believe I just said that. My life has been very tumultuous. It has been anything but boring. It's had a lot of really sad days. It's had more happy days. And I wouldn't change any of it for the world. Now, as you guys know, okay, so for some of you who may not know, if you're new here, welcome, and you just stumbled upon, welcome. I hope you'll stick around. This is a Weight Watcher channel, but sometimes I have to get on here and talk so that I can get this stuff out. And it's a good story for anybody who is driving or sitting on the toilet or doing the dishes. You tune me in. So anyways, so then, where was I? Where was I? I don't know. So, you know, I completely forgot where I was. I was married once before. I had no children with that gentleman. It's all kind of doesn't matter. And then Steve and I got married. And it's the greatest thing in the world. The greatest thing in the world. We have known each other since we were 5 years old. I've always been in love with him. I think he's always been in love with me. And at the time, my son, who is now 38, you know, out on his own, living his life. My daughter, 36, out on her own, living with her husband, Casey. They got pregnant. Okay, joy, because everything in life at that time was good. She worked for Bank of America. She had a great job. She was honest with herself in the sense that she came to me one day and she said, "Mom, I'm not meant to be a stay-at-home mother. I am meant to work." And I honored that, and I honored her coming clean with it, because a lot of us as women feel like we have to be responsible for the child, you know? And while she was responsible for the child, she wanted to be the breadwinner, have dad. Perfect. Okay, it all works out. Everybody's getting the love they need. Everybody's doing what they want to do so that they're happy in life. Things happened. Because in life, things happen. If we knew everything that was going to go on, it would be pretty boring, and I don't know. Okay, so bad things happened. And Chelsea, for lack of a better word, disappeared for 4 years. Now, Casey is a wonderful, wonderful father. But when it came time for kindergarten and all that stuff, I could see he was kind of like a deer in the headlights. Where we live is kind of expensive to rent. And so I'm making a long story longer where it doesn't need to be. Oliver just automatically came here with us, took the spare bedroom, and has been here ever since. And he has been... But I feel sometimes like the word blessing is kind of overused when something is truly the biggest blessing in the world, because he is the love of my life, as is Steve, of course, but in a different way. I needed someone in my life. My children were gone. You know, when we bought this house, excuse me, my nose always itches, I know. When we bought this house, my life has always been about family. I love those big family movies like Family Stone, and, you know, where all the family comes home for Christmas and there's all these kids and they're having a great time. In my head, in the 7th grade, that's all I wanted. So when Steve and I bought this house, I said the one thing that's most important to me is to have a dining room, dining area big enough for all my family to come and sit at Thanksgiving and Christmas. That was my life's dream. That was just, that's what my life was all about. So we did, and I think we may have had one Christmas or Thanksgiving, and things kind of fell apart. So to this day, I'm still waiting for that dining room table to be full of laughter and all those things, and I think it just might be this Christmas. But let's go back. So Oliver came and he lived with us, and I am his primary caretaker now. He goes with his dad on the weekends. Mom's gone. She's out of the picture. We all just learn to live with it. We don't really talk about it much because that's life. You know, we can mourn over it. We can worry about it, all things which I did, but to myself, but I wasn't going to involve Oliver in that. Okay, so life is good. I am responsible for his schooling. He's got his other grandparents. That's our gig. That's what we do. Well, Chelsea returned. Also, it's important that you guys know that I was just waiting every single night and every single morning for that phone call that your daughter's dead. We found her body. You know, I don't even know if she had a driver's license on her. So, while I try to keep the stiff upper lip and be a positive person and have the best life I can provide for Oliver, constant worry. Constant worry. Was I pleased with her for just dumping her responsibilities on me and going away and becoming a drug addict and being homeless and all those things? Absolutely not. But acting out on that and having a negative attitude certainly wasn't going to help my health. It wasn't going to help my husband. It wasn't going to help Oliver. So, you know. All right, so I got a call from Casey. He says that Chelsea has returned. She's taking action to get her life back. Oh, and she had 2 more children while she was away. Okay, Anita, get your, and this is what I'm thinking then. Okay, Anita, take your thoughts, take a breath. Okay, can you do anything to change these actions? There's not a thing I can do. No, there is not a thing I can do. Can you be happy? And thank God that your daughter is alive and well, and she's not dead, and she's not using drugs anymore. Yes. So I'm gonna take the positive route. What's gonna happen when everybody hears about those kids? Nita, what's gonna happen when everybody hears about those kids? Well, I can't be responsible for that either. They exist. Can't turn back time. But I can choose to do what I'm going to do, and that's I'm going to love those children because they're my grandchildren. Nita, and this is again my inner conversation. What's mom going to say when she finds out? Oh, and she said everything I expected her to say. And the main thing everybody said was, how dare Chelsea leave Oliver, go off and have other children? Okay, how dare she uproot your life? You're taking care of her kid, and then she just goes has more? And are they right? Yeah, they're right. But is that how I'm going to approach the whole situation? Will that help the situation if I take it that way? No, it will do nothing to help the situation. And we have a situation that does exist. So I took a while before I told Steve, and where am I going with this? It took a long time before I met the little girl. And I just met her the other day. I'm going to pop some pictures up here. I think I'm going to try to see if I can remember how to do that. The little boy, I have not met yet. He is safe, he is sound, he is well, he is happy. I'm choosing not to speak about him right now. And most of all, Oliver is thrilled to death to have sibs. He is at an age where he is not, and I think he also has the heart where he is not, at some point he will go, whoa, 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 whoa. My mom went away and didn't take care of me. She had other kids. Right now, that's not anything we have to worry about. When he gets old enough to talk about it, you just put it out on the table. She was living a reckless life. She was a drug addict. She was homeless. She wasn't using her brain. She probably didn't have much of a brain. Did we get lucky that the children weren't harmed at all by drug use? I don't know if she used drugs or not while she was pregnant. We haven't gotten that far in our conversation yet. Beautiful, perfect children. And I met this little girl, and she's amazing, and I'm looking at my daughter, and she's amazing, and she's healthy, and she's happy, and she has made all the strides on her own to get her life back where it needs to be. It needs where it should be for herself and for her children. The reason I'm choosing to tell this story to you guys is because had you known me as a child or before I got pregnant, and you know my folks and you knew my family, we were probably the last family that you would expect this sort of thing to happen to, right? All right, time to take a drink of water. Take a drink of water, right? We weren't that kind of family. And I want to get back to that. What exactly defines any kind of family as that kind or not that kind, or pearls clutched? Did you hear the news about Anita when she was 17 getting pregnant? Did you hear the news about Anita having to raise her grandson? Did you hear the news about Steve marrying Anita and then having to raise a grandson when he went his whole life not having any children of his own? Did you hear the news? That kind of reaction to people doesn't help their situation. So I am here to tell you that if your neighbor becomes one of those people, or your niece, or your own family member, all that you can do is love them and do what you can do. For instance, where Chelsea lives right now, she hasn't got a television and she hasn't got a refrigerator in her room. Now, there's a place where she eats, so she doesn't need them. Would I love to run out and get them for her? Would I love to get her some new bras and wardrobe and all that? Would I love to go buy little girl clothing that now I'm looking at all the time? Absolutely. But I can't. I have my family. I have to worry about this. But I can love them. And I'm going to love them. And I'm going to walk through life with them proudly. And I'm going to let the negative people and the hateful people with the black hearts who want to look at us and judge us and go, wow. Wow. Because I get a lot of that. I got a lot of wows. Wows, you know, it's like, wow. Wow, good. Wow. Oh, congratulations. Or wow. Oh, wow. But you know what? The most positive people out through this whole thing have been you guys. You guys who are on my Facebook page, which I don't have a lot of paddywhackers on my Facebook page because, well, I just don't, because I'm here and I'm on Instagram. You guys have been so loving and so, excuse me, another itch. Oh, I'll edit it out. So loving and so supporting, and I want to thank you for that, because some of your words just made me cry. Because when I decided to share, I was ready for the worst, man. I was ready for people to come out with, because in the day of the internet, you know, we read everybody's got an opinion on something. Either you're too skinny, or you're too fat, or you're too loud, or you don't talk loud enough. Everybody has an opinion, and I was ready for the firing squad, and you guys rock my world. You made it all okay for me, and I cannot thank you enough for that. It's going to be a tough road to hoe. It's going to be, well, it's not going to be really tough. I just have to realize that I am not solely responsible for everything that's happened. Because as the mother of this daughter who went off and did these things, you start questioning yourself. You start questioning your mothering skills. What did I do that made her do? I'm not responsible for any of it. And I'm not responsible for anything that happens from here on out. All I can do is love them, and I'm going to love them all. And I would just like to say that again, because this is my message. If anything like this, my situation, maybe not my exact situation, but one where the pearls are being clutched so hard that the lady's knuckles are bursting out of their hands. You know what? Smile and give them some love and give them some support, because they'll remember it forever and they'll appreciate it forever. And they'll go, wow. Anita was really kind about this situation. I'm speaking in third person. And they'll remember your kindness. And this sounds kind of brutal, but it's also none of your business to judge or not to judge what's going on in this family. Unless, of course, they come over and say, can we pitch a tent on your lawn? We have nowhere to live. Then you have an opinion. But otherwise, you don't. And you guys know how I'm saying that. I'm saying it as a general message to the world. So I'm going to go because I just talked for 20 minutes. If anybody watched this whole thing, will you post an emoji of any kind of beverage? Because I can't remember what emojis. I don't know if there's a water one. If there's a water one, make it a water one. If there's just anything, I want to know if anybody heard my whole message. Thank you for letting me get on here and talk about this, because I feel so much better. Just love and don't judge. Just love. Drink your water and know where your bathrooms are. Steve and I have a great cook with me coming up on some fish tacos and corn on the cob. That doesn't fit in this video, Anita. Well, it does now. Again, thank you guys. Paddywhackers have the biggest hearts of anybody I know. That'd make a great t-shirt.